2023 was a breaking point for my physical body. It was the year I started to self-build my own house and decided to finally start regenerating the land we bought 3 years ago. I faced constant pain in my body every single day. The amount of physical effort I was putting my body through was beyond what it was prepared for. I went through periods of extreme physical work and periods of long hours working in my computer, and my body was not strong enough nor prepared for either of them. And every time I tried to work out to improve my conditioning, some part of my body would always hurt. I went to run, and my knee hurt. I lifted weights, and my shoulder hurt. Every single pain or injury had a start point in the past. But 3 months ago, I had to make a decision. Am I a victim of my past or a co-creator of my future? And because the synchronicity of life never ceases to surprise me, in the lowest moment when I almost lost faith in what my body was capable of doing, I received an email from Copilot, and the course of my life was about to change in the following months. After months of failing, trying to improve my strength, I finally found something that worked, and for the past 3 months I have been consistently showing up to training, to bring my body back to life, to properly do the work for what was designed for in the first place. And what was different this time was realizing that you don't have to be special or have a special body to do this type of things, but to have the willingness to progress every single day. In this video, I'm going to show you everything I did, how I train, and how to create the habit to show up to yourself every day. So 2024, I'm here for you. But how all of this started? The beginning of this journey started 3 months ago, when I was committed to get back to running and find a solution to work with my body and not be hurting all the time. And it wasn't because I wanted to run a marathon or go to a competition, but because I just couldn't comprehend how having 2 legs and what was supposed to be a fully functional body, I couldn't run without pain in my knees, or lifting weights, or working in my computer and in my garden and having pain later. So I started to figure out a way of training that could help me. Back then I was doing yoga pretty regularly, but I still felt that something was lacking. So I did a few weightlifting videos here and there and took stretching more seriously. But being completely honest, I was feeling really lost because I wasn't getting any better. My upper back and lower back was hurting all the time, and on top of that I started to have pain in my right chest, shoulder area, so I was feeling really discouraged. And that's when I discovered Copilot and I started to work out with them. So it is fair to say that they have changed my life for the better, and it's not because they are today's sponsor, but because after feeling weak for many years, I finally feel that I have a body that I can properly work in any circumstance, either when I work long hours in my computer or I decide to spend 6 days in a row working in my garden or building my house, for example. Copilot is a one-on-one coaching experience, and they are committed to help you build your strength and your confidence with step-by-step workouts tailored to you by an expert coach. So for me it was a no-brainer because I know about a lot of things, but when it comes to tailor my own workouts, I'm not an expert. And doing general workout videos or exercises like I was doing up until that point, it wasn't working for me. I believe we are all unique, and in my case, for example, I have some muscles that are weaker than others, or I get injured more easily in some parts of my body, when I do certain movements or I have certain postures for longer periods of time. So after signing up, I got matched with a coach. In my case, her name was Megan. And after texting for a day, we scheduled a call and we talked about a lot of stuff.
Oh, well, that sounds amazing. What are some things that you like to do for fun? I know you like to surf. What are some other things that you like to do in your free time?
To exercise or?
Just in general, yeah, it doesn't have to be exercise.
Okay. I have a garden and I pretty much spend most of my free time gardening.
And do you grow like fruits, vegetables, everything, all of the above? That's amazing. I bet that saves a lot of money too. Just having it in your backyard. Perfect. Well, with any sort of health fitness journey, whatever that looks like for you, whatever you want to call it, I always say it's really important to have a solid support system behind you. So obviously I will be your number one support here, making sure you stay accountable, creating your program. But in your personal life, what does that look like for you? Who do you think of when I say support system?
In the video call, we talk pretty much about everything. What do I do in my daily basis in terms of work, what exercising I was doing, what I liked, my injuries, my concerns. I will say that we pretty much clicked immediately. I loved her coaching approach. She was very on top of things and wanted to make sure that I didn't get injured and that I was actually going to enjoy the exercises and the routine that I was going to start with.
The last thing I want to do here is tell you need to start working out, you need to change your diet, you need to get more sleep, you need to get more water. All of these things are really important, but we would never build a habit if we were focused on all of those things at one time. So my goal here is to help you identify like your number one top priority, which sounds like just getting into a consistent routine with exercise. We'll start implementing some really small day-to-day changes that are super manageable for you. And over time, as that becomes a habit in your routine, if you want to talk about things like sleep or nutrition or any other habits that you might want to work on, we can absolutely implement those into your habits as well.
And after talking to her, we decided to do a 5 days a week training that consisted in running on Mondays, doing a strength workouts on Wednesday, running on Thursdays, doing Pilates on Saturdays, and a strength workout on Sundays. I chose my strength workout days based on Pepe's days off from running because you know how it works. Some days you wake up super motivated and energized and you feel like I'm going out to hit the world, and doing your workouts is not an issue. But the problem comes in those days when you are feeling unmotivated, you are tired, and I knew after talking to Mega that I had her support, and in this case Pepe had my support. So that's why I chose these days to do the strength training. After this video call, we started pretty much right away. The first week was what Megan called the calibration week because she didn't know what I was capable of and neither was I. So we started really easy based in how I felt, and I was giving her feedback all the time. And eventually we found a point in where, for example, the Pilates class felt too easy for me and she increased some exercises. In the weightlifting, I felt pretty good. My shoulders were super weak, so it was the right weight and amount of exercises. Eventually we increased those weights because I was feeling stronger, but the first thing that we wanted to make sure it was that I didn't get injured and that I started to build my own strength in order to be able to improve. After working with Megan for 1 week, I realized that I finally found a plan that worked for me, mainly for 2 reasons. The first one is because the goal of Copilot is to make fitness easy, so I don't have to think about what to do or what not to do. Megan does that job for me and I just have to show up with my body and the equipment that I had. And the second reason why this worked is because what I needed back then and what I still need now is consistency. And I don't know about you, but when things get really busy, I put myself the last on the list, and a workout routine stopped being a routine, so it's really hard to get back to it after that. Believe it or not, knowing that I had Megan there, who has put her time and effort and that I know will be there supporting me, was enough for me to show up and to not fail at it. When Megan asked me what I was looking for, one of the things that I wanted to do was to run again after 12 years without being able to run without pain on my knees. So being physically prepared was key. One of the things that Megan pointed out was shoes, the importance that is to have proper shoes. I didn't have any proper shoes. I actually have one minimalist one that I have used for the past 4 years, but they feel like if you are running barefoot, running has quite an impact in your joints. So I upgraded that in order to avoid future injuries. When I started running back again, I was running 20 minutes or even less, super slow. That has improved during these past 3 months. The key to that improvement has been the strength workouts, but something really important that I wasn't doing before was some cool down exercises that Megan did for my case, and in a matter of weeks I have not only been running longer but faster. In just 3 months I went from running 15-20 minutes to being able to run 45 minutes without having pain on my knees, which for me it feels so surreal because I have been trying to actually accomplish that for the past 12 years and I haven't been able to actually do it. And in a matter of 3 months with the right training, I'm actually doing it now. Another thing that I love about the app is that it blends seamlessly while listening to music, so you don't have to choose one or the other, and you can enjoy your favorite music while being guided with the auditory component.
Seconds of pigeon stretch. Left side. Start.
I have been loving and benefiting a lot from the cooldown routine that Megan made for me, because I now realize that I wasn't doing them properly, and dedicating these 10 minutes after running has been key for my knee pain, but also for my legs in general.
30 seconds of hip flexor stretch. 5.
After a long week of work, Saturday mornings are my slow time, and I chose to do this day my Pilates workout because I believe that an important part of being consistent and succeeding in your workout is make it sustainable for you. My schedule is never the same, but for me, Saturdays and Sunday mornings, I don't wake up with an alarm, so I chose to do 2 of the 3 strength workout these days because I know I will be more rested, and so I will enjoy them more. As you might have already seen, I don't have any fancy equipment because I live in a tiny house. I just have 2 pairs of kettlebells of 4 and 6 kilograms, and I will say that it is more than enough. I love the flexibility about the system because you can work out from home like I'm doing, or if you have a gym nearby and you would like to use more machinery, you can also do your workouts there. And something that I think it's great is that because my schedule is never the same, some spare days I haven't been able to do the workouts early in the mornings because we were, for example, pouring the concrete floors of our home, and those days I could choose to either do the workout late in the evening, which I didn't because I was exhausted, or push them one day directly from the app, or just ask Megan to move it to another day of the week when I will have the time to do them. And something that was a relief when I started with Copilot was knowing that if for some reason the coach that I was matched with, I didn't like it, I could switch it directly from the app at any time and at no extra cost. Luckily, I really like Megan, so I didn't have the need to do that. On Sundays, I do my second strength workout, which is focused in shoulders and lower back, my weaker parts, but also in my glutes and legs, which helps me to perform better when running or when working, building my house or in my garden. Copilot experience is really well designed. I first scroll the workout routine and see the explanation videos. If I didn't know how to properly do one, I can just ask Megan and she will send me a more detailed video explaining me how to do one exercise that I might have doubts of how to properly do it, like she did with the deadlift. She explained it really well for me so I don't get injured when I do it.
You want your feet to be roughly shoulder width apart and toes pointing forward. The biggest thing to remember here is that you are hinging at your hips. This is a hip hinge movement. So I like to tilt my pelvis up. Thinking about tilting your pelvis towards your rib cage, that's going to ensure that you have a neutral spine throughout the entire movement, and you want to keep your core tight. You're going to keep a slight bend in your knees, and you are going to hinge at those hips. I like to think about closing a car door with my bum, so you are hinging at those hips. Once you get down to about your knee level or just below is when you can focus on coming back up to the top. So you're going to push through your heels and squeeze your glutes. I like to think about pushing the floor away from me. That just gives me a little bit more focus and emphasis in my glutes. Those are all key things to remember, and also keeping your core tight the entire time, making sure that you have that neutral spine.
Once you hit start in your phone or in your watch, the app provides a visual in your phone giving you demonstration of the current workout you are doing. It keeps track of workout and rest time so you don't have to. And there is also an auditory component that guides you along and cues you through as well, so you don't have to look at your phone if you don't want to. Once you keep being consistent and get stronger, your workouts might become easier for you, and your coach will switch out the routine for you so you will still feel challenged, but Besides the app, which I think it's awesome, what sets Copilot apart is the connection that you are able to make with your personal coach. Megan has been so supportive, which is awesome, and has really facilitated my growth these past 3 months. Because you have access to a chat 24/7, you are able to schedule a call and send videos and text with your coach at anytime. I immediately started seeing results because in the first phone call with Megan, I told her what I didn't like to do and what I liked. And for the first time, I have been able to run without having pain on my knees. My shoulders are now stronger than ever, so I have been able to work for longer hours in the building site. My low back is now strong and toned, so when I work in the garden or in my desk day after day, I don't have chronic pain from bad posture, and my chest, shoulders and triceps are now strong enough so I can carry heavy stones or wheelbarrows all day long, which might not sound very exciting, but when you are by yourself doing stuff, you have to get stronger to get the job done. Seeing yourself getting stronger and more capable day by day, and seeing your body able to do so much more is really rewarding. So it is no wonder why Copilot is ranked highest out of the best personal trainer apps in 2023 by Forbes. If you are ready to take the next step in your health, Copilot is designed to make personal trainer more accessible. It is currently available in iOS and Android, so it is like having your trainer with you wherever you are. This is the first time that I have been able to work out regularly. It is more affordable compared to any in-person training, and it is really flexible. Megan switches my workout routine so I don't get bored and keep improving and makes them shorter or longer as needed. Copilot offers unlimited personalized workouts, nutritional guidance, and constant contact to keep you in track even when you are 100% remote like I am. If you would like to check it out for yourself, click my link. You will get a 14-day free trial and a 20% off your first month of personalized fitness if you sign up before February 1st. Happy New Year!